Living in the Silicon Valley, many students in MVHS consider themselves to be in a fairly accepting and privileged area. According to Data USA, there is a vast racial diversity in Cupertino, where the poverty rate is only 4.46%. Due to this exposure to such diversity, MVHS students began to recognize and speak up for the lack of human rights in less liberal locations.
So to me, human rights are the rights that every human has just by existing. They're things that everyone should have access to or have the ability to have. For example, in my opinion, education is a human right because it's something that you should be able to have no matter where you were born or who you were born to.
Human rights to me means the idea that everybody has a right to be treated with dignity and respect. That means like politically, whether it's free speech or the right to vote, or having a right to a fair trial, stuff like that, the right to not be discriminated against.
I think a lot of the time, minorities in other countries, people in poverty, women even in today's modern society in America, a lot of these people are lacking human rights, and it's because a lot of the times they're almost looked at as a backup or as less than or as less important.
After her experiences outside the Bay Area, senior Karishma Chari strongly advocates for the rights of ethnic minorities. Leaving the Silicon Valley was an eye-opening experience for Chari regarding how ethnic people are treated.
I was traveling to Philadelphia to visit my sister. I was in the airport alone. I was just using a bathroom, and at the time I was reading this book, an autobiography of Malcolm X, and it was just like wedged in my arm as I was washing my hands. And I remember this lady came up to me, and she started using all these racial slurs and derogatory hand gestures toward me, sort of trying to belittle me as if she was more than me, saying things like, "Oh, do you even know what he did? Oh, you're just some dumb packy." And it was just weird to me because growing up in the Bay Area, there's so many people who are Indian or who are ethnic, but so I never really faced that until then, and that's when it sort of shifted my mindset.
We have to kind of get out of this bubble mentality and understand that there are so many people right outside of like Silicon Valley who are suffering and don't have these same rights.
I think a lot of the times we forget about human rights when we're thinking about politics, for example. We tend to think of others as almost different than us, but I think human rights is one thing that connects everyone, and it's one thing that everyone should have the right to have, and it's something that we all need to remember as we think about our political standings or even how we view the world.